Alright, so a lot of you might know that the Halo 3 and Halo Reach matchmaking services have gone offline, and while this is sad, the games aren't technically dead. They're not necessarily dead. You can still play the campaigns and co-op and private matches and Forge. It's really just the matchmaking that doesn't work anymore. When I first heard this was going to happen, I was like, who cares? Because we have the MCC, which have like the better, more modernized versions of these games that run really well. We do not need this anymore. Who wants to go play 60 FOV, 30 FPS Halo? Then Halo Infinite came out, and as you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of how this is being handled as a product. Switching Halo from a premium $60 experience to a free-to-play live service, almost mobile game feeling type of ecosystem is not really what I had in mind when I thought about the future of Halo. There will be annotations to other videos I have done on this topic at the end of this one, so stick till the end if you want to click on those and hear more of my thoughts on Infinite. Gaming has changed drastically since Halo 3. Halo 3 and Reach were still in that period of novelty for having a game console connected to the internet where you and your friends could sit in your living rooms or bedrooms or basements or whatever, hop on, throw on a headset, and just make maps together and matchmake together and pwn Christmas noobs together. Gaming was such a novelty at the time. It's crazy to think that back before cross-gen or before cross-play, there were a million people playing Halo 3 at one point. After Halo's prestigious amounts of success over the years, Halo Infinite is having trouble getting 50,000 players, and it's a cross-play game. Halo Infinite is losing to Warzone right now on Xbox in terms of most played. Gaming just has so many more options these days, and it's so much more integrated with modern culture that it's not really a huge novelty like it was. Yeah, everybody just expects to be able to plug in their Xbox, their TV, a headset to their controller, and chat with their friends while shooting people. This has been taken for granted to the point that we now have people in my comment sections and on Twitter, people that seem like they can't log into lego.com without their parents' permission, are now telling me that, you know, just wait for Forge, just wait for Firefight, just wait. And it's like, well, I do come from an era where these games used to launch as a complete package for $60. And now you have people saying, well, this one's free. And my argument against that is, no one told them to make it free. That was their conscious decision to maximize profits. You see, making the game free means they can get way more than $60 from you over time. The newest Call of Duty has outfits and cosmetics that are unlockable through gameplay, and Halo Infinite has a $10 battle pass and a store full of overpriced, nostalgia-baiting junk. And fuck, it even worked on me. When you step into Halo 3 and Reach's original releases on Xbox 360, you have a completely different experience from the MCC. No longer are these games parts of a large collection, they are the entire reason you're there. These games were catalysts for social experience. You had co-op and Forge and Firefight and matchmaking, and you had matchmaking options that could really, honestly, just turn off skill-based matchmaking. In Halo Reach, you can literally set to region, language, or skill level when you're looking for a match. They were social catalysts, not microtransaction catalysts, and I know you can still have fun social experiences in newer FPS games, I know you can. I do it all the time. But you have to understand, I'm discussing these games like a time capsule from a different era. Gaming was mainstream, but it wasn't so mainstream that everybody had a goddamn Twitter account dedicated to sharing opinions about it. Despite it being mainstream, people weren't at each other's throats, and not everything was a massive game-ruining controversy. And despite these games being far more casual, they still rewarded you for your skill far more than Halo Infinite does, providing players challenges to unlock interesting and head-turning cosmetics, or, like with Halo Reach, having a credit system that's based on what you're doing in the game. A kill is worth 4 credits, but maybe a headshot or a double kill is worth 11 or 20 credits, then you go up from there. Like, you can lead a match of Team Slayer and complete a challenge and leave the match with like 9,000 credits, or, you know, have a mediocre win and have 4,000 credits. I'm kind of pulling those numbers out of my ass from my last play session, I could get those wrong, but you get what I'm saying. You got credits based on what you were doing. Your headshot double kills were worth way more than your singular, I sprayed somebody down when they were AFK kills. And those credits, combined with ranking up and progressing and leveling up, could net you a bunch of unique and interesting personalization. And it didn't have that narcissistic focus of having your main character be on the center screen like every other game seems to do these days. They were, no, tucked away in the back menu, and when you're playing Halo 3 and Reach and you go into a Team Slayer mode, you get your colors stripped off of you. You are red versus blue. And this was back in a time where all the colors were free and you can choose your primary and secondary armor colors whenever you want. All in all, your Spartan meant something to you, but it wasn't the main focus of the game to deck them out in fucking Supreme gear. Back in the day, it was more of an experience, for me at least, because I was interested in making maps in Forge. I was interested in loading into the co-op campaign on Legendary or Heroic and seeing how far we could get in one run. I was interested in matchmaking to level up and unlock new pieces of armor through skill and progression. I was interested in playing Gruntpocalypse until my thumbs fell off. There was so much to do, and it was novel to do it at the time, and I even got to that party a little bit late, and it still had all of that magic. Now gaming has so many options and so many avenues. Cross-gen, cross-play, you have these awesome single-A, double-A milsim shooters coming out. You have live service games like Rainbow Six Siege going into their 7th year. Even dead games that only have 200 players are taking 200 players away from some other game. Game Pass, PlayStation Now, games with gold, whatever it might be, you have so many things at your fingertips. People now own more games than they have time to play, and something like Halo just doesn't hold that same esteem, and it's almost like Microsoft fully knows this. They know that Halo fans will be excited for a new Halo game, but they know it's not going to take the world by storm over again like it did back in 2007 or 2010. They know the best way to increase profits is by letting everybody in the floodgates and then charging them every step of the way so that they feel like they're getting a more fulfilling experience by collecting things other players maybe didn't collect. And by collect, I of course mean purchase. The fact that I can't level up in Halo Infinite just makes me so sad. You have a broken ranking system that doesn't seem to track properly, because otherwise I wouldn't have been diamond. But there's no max level for me to progress to. There's no credits I get per kill. There's nothing here for me. It's almost like they're saying, yeah, the likelihood of you making this your main game is very slim, so I'm not gonna even try. I don't want to sound like old game good, new game bad, but it does seem like the way to net player retention back in the day was providing a plethora of content and providing a meaningful and high quality experience that again acts like a social catalyst to make friends on and to be creative in. And now, because gaming's so normalized, everyone is more connected than they've ever been, but games are now also the loneliest they've ever been. What I mean by that is that it feels like because it's so normalized and everyone's used to doing it, they're not engaging with it with the same enthusiasm that they used to. And developers are noticing that and thinking, well, let's hope we can at least get their money. It's almost like nobody cares, and the people that do are seen as toxic or overly opinionated, when really, a lot of us just want a little bit of that magic back. I made a very controversial video saying that Call of Duty Vanguard won this year, and it's not because I think Vanguard is a phenomenal product deserving of awards and medals. It's that I got a full game, and that's how low the bar is. I feel like I got a product for $60 with Vanguard, whereas I feel like if Halo Infinite wasn't free, it would have been the worst Halo ever made. The only thing keeping it alive or in anybody's good graces is that nobody was charged. That's a bad sign. When the best thing people can say about you is that you don't cost any money, you're not a great product. And the franchise has fallen so far from these glory days, and I think partially it's due to how gaming's been more normalized in culture, but also with the change in the wind that happened in the industry. They've always wanted your money, they're just done being polite about it. They're done getting money by word of mouth and high quality products. They know you want the Hazop armor in Halo Infinite, so they know you're gonna buy it. Hopping back into Halo 3 and Reach showed me a version of gaming that no longer exists. It reminds me of something that no longer exists. Halo is one of the biggest franchises of my childhood, of my life. The bare, came-in-the-box qualities of games like Halo 3 and Halo Reach are miles above, in my opinion, anything that Halo Infinite adds over the next couple of months. Because for Halo Infinite, it's going to take the next couple of months. Halo Infinite gets to get away with that because it's free. It gets to be in anybody's good graces because it's free. But as a product, as an experience, as a social catalyst, those older titles will always mean so much more. Yes, because of nostalgia. But when you look back on progression and the overall experience and what launched with these games back in the day, in my opinion, it is objectively so much better than whatever Halo Infinite is peer pressured into doing over the next couple of months. With Halo Infinite, you can defend its promises and its price, but not the experience. And that's honestly what sets it so far apart from games like Halo Reach and Halo 3. See you when I see you. Goodbye.